So this is our seventh example of a Tennyson gambit, and the thing to remember about this gambit is we were playing a player who wasn't as strong as some of the players that we've shown in the past. He was rated at 2154 blitz, but he's got thousands of games in with the Scandinavian, so what was interesting is that he managed to fall into this kind of trap. So without further ado, we're going to show you the trap. We're also going to show you a rather embarrassing fact about how I misplayed it. So he's attacking the knight, and this is a way of dealing with the Tennyson gambit, and it requires this move d3, protecting the knight. And now I play a move that I normally don't play. Normally I play knight to c3 here, gambiting a second pawn, which I really like doing. So instead I played this move simply because I wanted to see how it came out. There's lots of trappy things down the d file involving the f7 pawn and things. And now all he has to do is play queen to e5 check, and then I play bishop to e3 and start chasing him around again. Or he plays bishop to f5, both of which give black an even game. So he snaps up this pawn, which was rather a surprise. And obviously there's a lot wrong with this. He's down 2 instantly after this move. So now if you can mentally picture this, it's really obvious that the correct move is queen to g4, because it's the only move that gets his queen out of danger. He didn't play that. He played bishop to g4. But if we look at queen to g4 really simply, mentally, again, what we do is we exchange queens, and then his light squared bishop ends up on g4, and then we take the b7 pawn with our light squared bishop and win his rook. However, there is a lot of interesting things that happen. He can push h6 on the g5 knight, and the g5 knight has limited places to go, simply because now that bishop's on g4 and there's no pawn support to protect it. So we have to Zwischenzug that with the rook to g1, chasing his bishop once again. And if his bishop simply retreats to d7, then our knight once again has a limited horizon of what to do. So we have to sack the knight on f7 at that point, at which point he takes with the king and we take his rook with our bishop that's on b7. So if you imagine all that going on, black is going to be down the exchange, but he's got some pawn compensation and some structure compensation, and you know it's not anybody's game. White still won, because technically, according to the computer, White's up 2. So the fact is that in this position we need a better move after bishop to g4 than what I played, because here's what's wrong with bishop to g4. It traps black's queen even worse than it's already trapped. So basically it takes away the one flight square the black queen has. So now we'll play this game a little further. Okay, there's his move. Now I choose, as I do many times, to make an inferior move because I'm euphoric. At this point I have a completely won game, and I simply take his queen, and then I proceed to go on and take his black squared rook on a8. So and in reality here, the crushing shot is queen to d5. Queen to d5 threatens f7, threatens b7, and keeps his queen trapped. So, you know, I just thought very little about this situation and said, well, what the heck, I'm going to be a ruck up. And there I was. And this is a one game, and it's easy to win. However, it was an inferior move. So that's just a short lesson in what to do with the Tennyson gambit.